Is peacocking still relevant? Have you had any new insights on it since the game and the mystery method? We all know about your crazy goggles and your hats, which when people think of mystery, they think that crazy hat and stuff like that. Oh, a version of it maybe. Um,
A little bit of style,
well, there you go.
right?
Like nail
There,
straps
peacock.
style.
That's
But
right. I'm now peacocked. Uh, you're not going to get rid of tattoos. Tattoos are not going away. There are millions of women with tattoos, and they're hot. Not just the tattoos, the women, and I'd like to meet them. So they're not, you know, they're not going away.
hmm. What kind of peacocking can you recommend to the guys watching? It's like there are so many things, but
Create an avatar from top to bottom that stands out, that looks unique, identifiable as its own. Like if you're playing a video game like Fortnite, my son, who's 10 years old, plays Fortnite. He's too young to play it, but he plays it anyway. And there's different skins that you can download for your main character. Pick a skin, son. Pick a skin. Pick a look from top to bottom. Create it, right? This is from the show, by the way. A little bit of peacocking.
yes.
That's
What
right.
what what is the name of that? The Master Pickup Artist badge or something?
That's right. Master Pickup Artist badge.
The medallion.
This symbol is a cup spilling its contents out on its side. That's what that means. It's a cup on its side, and it represents secrets revealed. Simple. It's a Germanic Foucault. It's a Germanic rune from the alphabet, the Foucault
Yeah,
of runes, Germanic runes.
this is pretty
A
funny.
little mysterious. It's mysterious. Much more interesting to have something unique. I mean, this was made to have something unique that you can comment on. And there's history involved with this as well. The winner of the show gets one, right? Cosmo has one, as well as the winner of season two, which I won't say, so people can review that show and be entertained by guessing who's going to win season two.
Since I
I'd like
spoiled the
to
first one.
I'd like to add too that uh the M3 model and a lot of mysteries teachings can be applied with or without peacocking. They are enhanced if you're going to peacock, but I think that the idea of peacocking has been used as an excuse for some of mysteries competitors to say, "Oh, do you want to wear a feather boa? Well, then train with me." The reality is you can go out in a suit and go to a nice cocktail lounge if you're of that caliber, and you can use all of the concepts of the M3 model and apply it to your personality. Peacocking is something that we do because we're teaching this stuff. So if you're in a rock band, you want to be the purist that just, it doesn't take much. It takes a few rings, a few bracelets, and it can enhance your look, quite a bit. But don't think that peacocking is mandatory for to apply mysteries teachings. It's not so.
Yeah, if you can't
That's
do it in jeans and a t-shirt, you can't do it, right? But you do want to get into the party and you want to look like you're one of the party goers.
it's funny. All I wear is jeans, blue jeans, white t-shirt, being like that every single day for many years now, apart from my
Yeah,
wedding.
but if you're going to if you're going to a wedding, if you're going to an event, aren't you going to dress up for the event? I'd hope you
Me
would. If
personally,
I'm
I
inviting
don't.
if I'm if I'm
I'm from the
inviting you into
technology
the Playboy
space.
Mansion,
I this
okay?
is like my personal avatar though. Like Mark Zuckerberg, I don't know, Elon Musk maybe, but Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg especially, they did this thing. I don't know if there's a term for it, but the idea is that for improving reducing decision fatigue, they wear the same thing because it's like the first decision you make in the morning. So I didn't get that idea from them. I actually just happened to be doing it anyway years ago because I was like, my surname is White, so I should be representing the fucking family by wearing a white shirt and white shoes, and I'll just wear blue jeans
All
and it
right.
all makes sense. So that's my
All right.
thing. That's my
Fair
thing.
enough.
But that brings
Fair
me
enough. May not
into
get you in
like,
the club though. It may not get you in the club though. They may say jeans, can't come in. Have you ever been in that situation where you were denied entry?
I don't think so. My
Dreadful.
personally
I
though,
have.
I avoid those kind of high-end clubs though, so I don't specifically go to those in the first place. I have been to places like that before, but that was probably like before I was doing this. But yeah,
Vegas,
literally everywhere
Miami.
I go.
Fair.
Yeah, I'm wearing the same shit 24/7, apart from when I sleep. But speaking of peacocking, for example, I got 4 rings. I've been wearing some of these for years. This one and these two I've been wearing for more than 10 years, and I never really take them off. One's an ace of spades, one's just titanium. There's like a coincidence behind this one. I had a girlfriend years ago in their early 2010s, and she wanted to buy a ring for me. And by pure coincidence, I bought this one, and this is the one she was gonna get for me. So it's like, at least I can keep wearing it because we broke up over a
Well,
fucking decade ago.
you have a story to tell with the prop, you know?
Exactly.
It's always nice to have for instance, I have a bracelet that's made out of leather and it wraps around my entire wrist. I don't have it here with me right now. And it's got two leather uh, threads or strings rather, and I will loosen them and pull them out. And in order to open up a set, I'll, yank on the cords so that they're hanging loose off of my bracelet. And I'll go into a set and say, "Are you dexterous?" And I go, "Excuse me? Are you dexterous? Are you good with your hands?" The reason I ask is I place this on my left hand and I can't seem to tie it because I'm left-handed. Would you mind tying that for me? Yeah, a girlfriend of mine made that for me. It's not gorgeous. She's a fashion designer. And I get to, and that's the gambit. That's it. It just initiates the chat with someone by saying, "Are you dexterous? Could you tie that for me, please?" That's it. And while they're tying it, I can run a gambit, a personality conveying gambit. It's a good opener, but it's a part of peacocking where every item should have a story to go with it. The one that I use this with my hat. Let me show you the hat one. There's nothing in the hat. I'm going to make a bird appear. Count of three. One, two, three. Ta-da!
I
It's a
know it.
bird, right? You saw that queued up. But it gives me a gambit that I could run because I'm wearing the hat. If I don't have the hat, I can't run the gambit, right? The hat is actually a lock-in prop too. I can take the hat off, put it on the girl, and a few minutes, into the night, an hour into the night, women will see other women wearing my hat, right? Walking through the crowd with my hat. They see me coming in with the hat, but then I'm not wearing it all night long. It becomes a social prop that I get to put on another girl's head. If she is interested in me, she may wear it longer. If she's not interested, she may take it off and hand it back to me or put it down, right? And I know where I'm at. It's a subtle compliance test to see if she wears my hat or not. I'll say generally they like to wear my hat.
That reminds me, I used to bring
Fuzzy.
I used to bring some crazy shades to the club years ago. I'll be honest, like I kind of used it as a crutch sometimes, but I would have these like big white shades with like obviously they were made of plastic. I got them for like $5 or something. But people thought they
Party.
were like expensive or something. They had big blue things. I was never a show off. I'm fucking redneck. So I'm not like a Gucci belt kind of guy. I'm anti-brand. I just like the
Yeah.
look of it, as simple as that. But sometimes girls would steal them from me, and that just really
Yeah.
annoyed me. I was like, God damn it. I had to get security, and this girl was so mad at me. She was like, No, I didn't. And then the security said, Open up your purse. And there it was, like she's a magician. Boom.
Got
It was
caught.
there. She got caught, and then she hated me for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Well, you're a fucking criminal.
I have had many of my items stolen over the years. but they're inexpensive items like scarves. I've lost scarves in nightclub environments.
There's probably a
Just because
museum.
it gets busy. You know, you get busy in a nightclub environment. There's lots of people. By the end of the night, you've met loads of people, and you can lose track of who you've met earlier in the night, even if they're wearing your stuff. One time I was wearing a top hat, and I took it off and put it onto a girl's head, and an ex-girlfriend of mine came in and saw that this girl had my hat on, and she proceeded to bonk her on the head, and the hat went completely over her head, boom, over her face, you know,
Like a cartoon.
Yeah,
like a cartoon. 'Cause I have a big head.
yeah.
They will fight for you
I
if you structure the opportunity to be pursued. If you want to be chased, you have to meet two sets to be chased. You have to run two sets and merge them. There's no other way of being pursued unless you do the work.
hmm. I also got this I think you like Sweden. This is a Swedish, see if the camera can see it. This is a Swedish Viking arm ring. It's based on a real design found in Gotland in Sweden from 1,000 years ago. Like this is obviously a replica, but it's like molded from the original thing. And it's made of pure silver or like, whatever kind of silver it is. So that's like the only show-offy extent I would go. But I only got this relatively recently in the last few years.
I'm half Swedish, and this is
Yep.
Vegvisir. It's an Icelandic stave. It's magical. And it means even when you don't know where you're going, you can never lose your way. My girlfriend got it for me. And I have a matching silver one as well.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, what we're
Already.
really discussing here is the idea of in peacocking, of dressing outlandishly. The idea is to wear at least one interesting item, at least one. You know, if you can go for a more unique shirt, by all means. Men have less opportunity to choose unique garments than women do generally, but we can be unique in our avatar selection. And if you wear one interesting item, then if a woman mentions it or asks about it, you know that she's really showing interest. At least interest in what you're wearing. That's a start. You
Definitely.
know, hey, I really like your style. I really like your shirt, or I really like your coat. I have a fuzzy fur coat, a faux fur coat that I wear out in the winter times here in Toronto. And it serves me well. It doesn't just keep me warm, but it keeps me hugging people. Any girl who wears fur will hug me
Hmm.
because I'm fuzzy, because I'm wearing fur.
It's
It's
such a
like the
great.
fur club.
When I was in my early 20s and I first read The Mystery Method, the original book, I decided to cut a bleach blonde mohawk. And I was so nervous the first time I went out with that. I wasn't sure what kind of reaction I was going to get. And I was being opened. Women were opening me because of the mohawk right off the open. And it changes your swag a bit. It forces you to step into that bold statement. It's a way to force yours. It's a self-imposed pattern interrupt. If you want to get, since you mentioned Ross Jeffries, if you want to get a little technical, right? And it ties into social violation theory, deviance theory, and sociology. And it's the idea too that we get to dress how we want, you know the people that are dressed like everyone else, no offense to people that want to be super inside the box, but uh, when you dress a little bit more unique, when you're not afraid to step out of the bounds just a bit, that says something to other people. It says something about uh, your value, I guess, for lack of a better term, right?
Yeah, your self-worth.
It can also give
Your
information. So, for example, like even though I said I've been wearing white shirts for years, normally I at least have something on the front. So today I'm wearing a Scotia shirt. So for example, a few weeks ago I was at the airport and I was wearing my shirt that just said Nova Scotia with the Canadian flag. And then there was a woman there also flying to Shanghai. And she said, "Oh, damn, I'm from Nova Scotia." And then we just connected right then and there. There were times I wore my shirt and it had Peru on it because that's where my wife is from and my daughter is Peruvian, so half Peruvian. So that got a few Peruvians to point me out and say, "Oh my God, why are you wearing a Peru shirt?" And it's like, "Oh, here's my wife. She's from Lima." Stuff like that. That actually happens just on my basic shirts
In
instead of
Peru,
being a
I
billboard
was
for Nike or something.
fair. In Peru, I was given a shirt that said PUA on it. Someone created PUA shirts, and I wore that proudly. PUA stands for
And
Pickup
it
Artist.
was a spin-off of
Africa.
the it was a spin-off of the NBA logo. So it looked like the NBA, the National Basketball Association logo, but it said PUA.
Fair.